Happy Sunday, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to our channel, Aquaba Canada. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for subscribing to our channel. If this is the first time joining us on this channel, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Continuing in our series, today we're going to touch on the few things that we need to look out for when you come in as a newcomer. This is your first week in Canada. Very important things that you need to do to be able to get you ready into the Canadian experience. So one first thing that is important that you need to do is to be able to register for your SIN. That is a social insurance number. The SIN cuts across, so it is for students, for foreign workers, and for permanent residents. That is what you need to be able to work. That identifies you. It's a unique number that identifies you for your work. You would need that number as well if you need to open a bank account. You would need that number as well if you're a student and you need to register for your student. You would need that. If you're looking for a job, your employer will require your SIN number to be able to register you as well. So with regards to the SIN, that is a social insurance number, you would have to do that or register that at Service Canada. You can Google Service Canada to find more information about that. Now, depending on your location, here in New Brunswick, most places, it's a walk-in service. You just walk in with your passport, your work permit or study permit, or your permanent residence information, with your school information. If you're a student, your school admission letter to prove that you are a student. Those are the things that you need. And then the proof of address or where you're going to reside. They would ask you your address because you'll be linked to that. So that is what you need to be able to register for your SIN. Once you're done, the SIN is free. You don't pay for it. So just take note of that. You don't need money to be able to do the SIN. Once you're done with that, the next important thing you want to look out for is your health care. Now, in this province, New Brunswick, the government provides medical services for us. In the service is called Medicare. Now, you need to register for Medicare. Where do you register for Medicare? Medicare is registered at Service New Brunswick. Service New Brunswick. It can be registered online, or you can go to any Service New Brunswick office to be able to register for that. The Medicare can take a couple of weeks, so just bear in mind. You will need same information as you're doing for the SIN for the Medicare as well. So the next thing you want to look out for is transportation. So here in this province, there's a bus available in most of the cities, which is maritime bus. Now, these bus can be accessed by buying bus passes, which is monthly or yearly bus passes. You can actually pay on the go as well. There is a daily pass and you can pay on the bus. The bus passes can be purchased on maritime buses online or other vending shops. You can go on their website and look out for this information. Now, for other people who came in with driver's license, so depending on your status, whether you're a student, work permit, or a permanent resident, you are allowed to drive with your foreign driver's license for at least 6 months whilst you switch to the Canadian driver's license. Some countries have a special arrangement where they are able to switch their license directly into the Canadian license without having to do the driver's license test and the written exams. So just look out for that information on Service Canada here in New Brunswick. If you go to Service Canada's Service New Brunswick, Service New Brunswick website, all those informations are there for you. Okay. So now that you've sorted your transportation arrangements, the next thing you're looking at, especially for our students, is to get to your school to do your registration. So the initial registration, just to ensure that you have registered and enrolled in your program. You have also presented yourself to inform your school that you are actually in the country. Your school would be able to register you and get you your student ID. The school actually would give you your bus passes. They would let you know when you can get that free bus pass. As a student, you get discounts on bus transportation. There are also taxi and other forms of transportation as well for everyone. Now, the next thing that I want to touch on is someone coming in as a foreign worker or a permanent resident. You would have started looking for job. If you haven't, you can actually start looking for job. This goes to people who are permanent resident and foreign workers. So you can start looking for job even before you arrive in Canada. If you haven't started looking for job, you can start looking for job day one that you get here. So long as you have an address that you can confirm that this is where you reside, and you have all this information, you can start looking for jobs. As I indicated, you can do on Kiji, what do you call it? Sorry, Facebook as well. You can look for Indeed. You can actually also look for NB jobs. Those are all. I will put the link in the comment section or the video so that you can also have a look at that. If you're interested in seeing videos on how to look for jobs, kindly leave a comment and we would work on that. I just want this to be very interactive, so just your feedback and all that. And if you're also interested in us touching on other important topics in any video, kindly leave a comment and we will respond to that, and the team will look into that and start working on that. The next thing I want to touch on is, once you're in Canada, you have to open a bank account. There are several banks that you can open an account with. I work at a bank, so I can't disclose any information, but all the banks are very open and welcome to newcomers. You would need the bank information to be able to get paid from your job. You would need the bank information to be able to transact business. The easiest way to transact business here is to do online with your debit card and your credit card. Now, when you come in as a newcomer and you're offered a credit card, do not reject it. So the credit card is how to build your credit. In this country, credit is very important. Most things are bought or are attained by credit. Your credit rating is what determines what you'll be qualified for. So the next thing after that is to get a phone number. So we're gonna need a Canadian phone number, because you will need that contact number for almost all the places that I have listed above. In a school, opening an account, and even working, you need to be contacted. So you have to get your phone number. There are different telecommunication companies, and there are different offers that you can find. You go to any of the malls or any of the stores, and they are there for you to be able to choose from. There's the major cultural shock that you would be getting yourself into. It's okay. The first week will sound a bit kind of worrying, but you would settle. Just take one day at a time. Everything would go as planned, and you would get yourself into that Canadian experience. In comment section, would appreciate your feedback on any topics that you want us to touch on. As I said, there are a lot of things that you can look out for, but I wanted to touch on the very essential ones that you would need in your first week to be able to get yourself settled in the country. Okay, so in conclusion, just wrapping up, we've touched on you making sure that you register for your SIN. We've touched on getting a bank account open. We've touched on your healthcare, depending on the province that you are in. Whichever province that you are, have a healthcare that you need to register for, which is free. We've also touched on transportation. We've touched on the fact that if you have a driver's license, you can use it for the first 6 months in Canada. We've also touched on for students, getting your school registration done. We've also touched on the fact that you need to start looking for a job, which will bring you cash in your pocket. Very important. And these are all that we're going to touch on today, but there are a lot of things that we can touch on that we won't be able to have time for just within this session. So we would appreciate that comment coming from you. Let your feedback flow and we would work on it. Once you send us any comment or any special video that you're looking for us to do, we'll be able to address that as well. If you need any support while you're here on any general thing, just leave us a comment. We'll be able to help you with that as well. We encourage you to continue to subscribe to our channel, Akwaba Canada, and we ask you to also share our videos. Thank you so much, and see you another time. My name is John. This is Akwaba Canada.